Oh my goodness. Hi everybody and welcome back to the Girly Girl Bookworm. So today I have my last weekly wrap up for the year. Insanity. I cannot believe this. I know you're like, but hey, there's still like 2 more weeks in December. I'm not going to be here, and truthfully in Disney I probably won't be reading enough that would need a weekly wrap up. So I'm just going to wrap those up in January when I do my December wrap up. So I'm just going to share with you what I've read this week. I'm in the middle of a book right now, and I'm going to share that with you now since I won't get to share it with you later. I'm not going to be able to read tomorrow because it's my boyfriend's birthday. And then there's a Christmas party the next night, and then the next day I leave for Disney. So I figured wrap you up with this now so you're up to date until January. I probably won't have any more videos until January. Usually, I like to try to film something in Disney, but we'll see because I'm only bringing my iPad, so we'll have to figure it out. But this is what I read this past week. I read The Marriage Mistake by Jennifer Probst. This is the 3rd book in the Marriage Bargain series. I don't remember if there's a series name to it. I liked this one a lot more than The Marriage Plot. This obviously follows another character. It's one of those series they just move on. They just take a character from the last book and they put him in the next one. Then they take another character and they put him in the next one. I'm not coming up with the right words to describe that. Companion novels. And so this obviously follows another character, and I don't like to read the backs of these books, even if they are companion novels, so I'm not even going to say who the character is because I feel like that is kind of almost like a spoiler in itself. I don't even like reading the backs of these because if you read the back of this one, the big thing that happens doesn't happen till almost over halfway through the book. And so that's kind of okay, well now I know it's going to happen, so I'm expecting it to happen, and then it doesn't happen till the near end. So I'm kind of glad that I don't read the backs when it comes to especially these books. But enough rambling. I gave this book 4 stars. I liked it a lot better than The Marriage Trap. I think The Marriage Bargain is still my favorite out of the whole series. The one thing I liked about this one more compared to The Marriage Trap is you see a lot of the characters again. With the last one, they spent most of it in Italy, so you really didn't see many of the other characters. They mentioned them, but you hadn't seen them again. You see them a lot more in this one, which makes me extremely happy, and I cannot wait to get to the next one. Even though I don't own the next one, eventually I have to pick it up because I really, really love this series. And this is, I don't know if this would be considered new adult. I know it's definitely romance, and I know it's definitely adult. So it's probably in that new adult genre because the characters I think are about 20s or almost 30s if I remember correctly. Then I decided I was going to read Pretty Little Secrets by Sarah Shepard, and this is a 4.5 novella. And I decided to pick this up because somebody told me that this was actually centered around Christmas. So I was like, I must read this now. And so I did, and it follows the 4 girls, but instead, if you read the Pretty Little Liars books, they change characters by chapter. This has 4 short stories, so it's you get 1 chapter on Hannah, you get 1 chapter on Arya, you get 1 chapter on Emily, you got 1 chapter, 1 story on Spencer, so it's not alternating, which is kind of nice, and the stories take place sequentially. So, even though you're following a new character, it's taking place almost right after the last character's story ended, which was really nice. I gave this 3 stars. I wasn't in love with it. I felt like there really was no point to this because A isn't even in it, except she writes, a letter at the end of each girl's chapter. But, this doesn't really affect the rest of the series, so I kind of didn't see a point. Arya's was probably my least favorite out of all of them. Her storyline really irked me, and I hate storylines like that, so I think it's one of those YA cliches. I'm not going to say what it is unless you've read it because I don't want to spoil anybody with it, but it's one of those YA cliches that really kind of drive me nuts. If you've read it, you might know what I'm talking about, but it was alright. It wasn't my favorite, but I read it. And then because of that, I decided I was also going to read Allie's Pretty Little Lies by Sarah Shepard. This is .5, so this is the prequel novel. I would not suggest reading this book until we're at least past book 8, because this is prequel and this spoils everything. So if you have not read up to 8 yet, do not read this at all because it spoils everything. Luckily, I was already past 8. I'm on book 14. I still need to read 15 and 16, so it didn't spoil me at all. But if you are not past book 8, do not read this. And I gave this 3 stars as well. Obviously, this is in Allie's perspective, which we don't get any of the other books in Allie's perspective. So, sorry, my dog is on my bed, so she's not happy right now. But, so yeah, I gave it 3 stars. I didn't really enjoy this one as well. Like, it was alright for what it was. I just wish that there was more, I guess you could say. It was neat reading from her perspective, I'll say that. And then the book that I'm currently reading is book 200 of the year. So once I finish this, tonight I'm packing, and then I'm going to finish this right after. So, and that is My True Love Gave to Me, and it's by all the authors. I have to read this before I go away because I know if I don't, I won't read it when I come back. Oh, and here comes my parents. They're home now. So I'm reading this. I'm over halfway. I just have like about 150 pages to go. As of right now, you're going to hate this. Sorry, now that's my new driveway alert. You're going to hate this, but I'm not liking this book right now. The characters are very immature and really annoying, and like, because they're short stories, they happen so fast and they're boring me to tears, and I'm just not a fan. And the fact that I went into this thinking contemporary, there's also some like magicalness to some of them that's really also bothering me. I don't know. I've seen so many people give this like 4 or 5 star reviews, and I'm just, at that point, it's kind of getting to be like a 2 or 3 star read, and that's a big major bummer for me. But yeah, so I will finish this tonight, and then I don't know what I'm bringing on my trip, so stay tuned for that. Maybe I'll do a little quick video if I can on Friday saying what I'm going to bring on my trip. Right now I'm leaning towards the night film because I just have to. So if I don't see you guys, I hope you have a happy holiday, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate, and Happy New Year, and I will see you in January if I don't see you sooner.